Why is it so... First. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this figured out. What does it look like? Come on. Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Guys, what's the, does it look like it's jumpy? Does it look normal on your guys' end, or does it look jumpy? Yeah, what? Does it look normal, or does it look jumpy? Jumpy? What is up with YouTube, man? I'm testing the YouTube app. Going directly through YouTube. Balls, well, I'm good, man. Obviously, my Vikes put a spanking on the Falcons, but we're trying to get this YouTube thing figured out. And of course, we already got one happy lurker in the chat. Yeah, let's go. One thumbs down, brother. Love ya. Love you, love ya. Always got to be a hater around. We love it. Is it jumpy, guys? Oh, there's two. There's three. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Boom. Look like a first-year grade school team. Oh, the Browns? Yeah. Is it still jumpy, guys? When I'm looking at the screen, it looks like I'm in some weird motions. What's up, Patreon Pirate? How you doing, brother? Why does it... Tell me what the quality looks like, guys. Is it still jumpy? I'm kind of testing this YouTube out. Man, I don't get it. I don't get it. And again, another reason why I don't like YouTube. Might have to go back to Streamlabs. Sorry, guys. My dog's doing her duty real quick. Picture looks good. Just got the jump to it. Yeah, I don't understand. I honestly don't understand what's going on. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Come on. I don't know why it's jumpy. Doesn't make any sense. If I was on Streamlabs right now, there would be no jump. There'd be nothing going on. Something I'm gonna have to figure out. My stream yesterday, when I was walking, when I was at Lebanon Hills, it wasn't jumpy for you guys, was it? It was normal? No, I'm not on Wi-Fi though. Wi-Fi's off. I'm not obviously connected to Wi-Fi. I'm too far from the house. The Wi-Fi's turned off. It has nothing to do. I mean, it might be a connection thing, but I noticed this when I used the YouTube the one time, through the YouTube app, not Streamlabs. The one time when I was at Daytona Beach, when we were at Florida, majority of the time I went through Streamlabs, but I didn't have the thumbnail and all that on my phone. I didn't have that figured out on Streamlabs, or I didn't have it updated. So I just used YouTube, the YouTube app. But for some reason, I noticed it being choppy there when I was at Daytona as well. I don't know. I'm not sure. Gotta get used to this. Anyway, we're gonna have to just deal with it. I'll have to do some figuring out. I'll have to mess around with it. I was planning or hoping to use just the YouTube normal for part of the 24-hour stream when I'm mobile, but I might just have to go back to Streamlabs. Use it through the Streamlabs app because it's not choppy. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, guys, we're on the walk here. It's Sunday. I hope you guys have all had a great weekend. Some of you guys may have been in my before lock, my GPP plays. All in all, I'm sitting pretty well. I'm not doing too bad. Obviously, the afternoon games are still going for the main slate, so nobody really knows where they're going to finish or where they're going to end up as of yet. But I have some pretty nice scores going on. Unfortunately, Josh Allen had a very slow start. That was one of our big low-owned quarterbacks we're going after today. He did finally pick it up at the end of the game to get himself at least just under 18 points for FanDuel, but 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Man, it was tough. Jets defense looked incredible on the DFS end. I think they had 24 or 27 points. Yeah, man. Vikes did great. Vikes did absolutely awesome. Man, their defense, that Harris was just a monster today. Absolute monster. It all started with that punt block. That's really what just kind of put the damper on the Falcons and made it tough for them. And boy, does Dalvin Cook look amazing. He is going to be an absolute monster this year. As long as he can stay healthy. He has to stay healthy. Alexander didn't look too bad either, though. Coming to give him a break or give him a rest. What's up, Camden? How you doing? Matt Ryan. Oh yeah. I don't know if he sucks as much as the Vikings just have a good defense. I mean, I'm sure you're going to see Matt Ryan have some great games this year. He is going up against a tough defense. One of the best defenses in the league. So we created a lot of our coverage was on point. We created turnovers. Xavier Rhodes did what he always does. Shut down Julio for the most point. I mean, Julio hasn't scored a touchdown against Xavier Rhodes. So, in his career. So, I mean, again, the Vikings defense was, man, they look sharp. And again, all those Kirk Cousins haters, y'all don't really look at his numbers. He had almost 4,300 passing yards last year. He had, 30 TDs, 10 interceptions, which is a little high. But he had a 71.9% completion ratio with 4,300 yards passing. That was second highest in the NFC. Hate all you want. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. And everyone's going to say, oh, well, he can't get it done. We've missed field goals. Field goals are what have kept us out of the Super Bowl. Our kickers can't kick. That's the issue. Melted ice in the trash. Matty Ice. I didn't know. This is the one thing I don't like about the YouTube app too, is that the chat disappears. It's up for a second when somebody types something, and then it disappears. So I can't read or see it. I'm a Panthers fan. Yeah, I saw that. That was a good game, and that was another one that was on the radar. Unfortunately, for DFS, I brought up Jared Goff. I brought up, doing stacks with him. It wasn't something that I was high on. I also was on a little bit of the Panthers with Run CMC. But overall, we look great. And I think the lines are still looking pretty good right now. Obviously, I can't check at the moment, and I'm not watching any of the games. But how you doing? But everything looks good. We're sitting good. I think my top score right now, we're sitting around 179 or 180, and we still have Godwin. A couple lineups are sitting around 140, and we have 3 or 4 guys in the late games. So, what did you say there? What was that, Phil? How you doing, brother? See, I can't read chat. Yeah, Lions. And what would you know, man? So many surprises today. So many surprises. I mean, now that Phil's in here, let's talk a little about the, I know he probably doesn't want to, but man, I love the Browns too. I'm a Browns fan. But wow, what a surprise today. There's always big surprises week 1. Always. There's always big surprises. And one of those was the Titans smashing the Browns. No, I know, Balls, exactly. That's what I say. Week 1, there's always big surprises. Week 1. Always some big things that happen, though. I mean, I think I said in my before lock, I wasn't really on any Titans. I had Derrick Henry in one lineup. That lineup's actually doing pretty good. But who was I on that had a good game? Well, obviously Dalvin Cook. Sammy Watkins was a big one. What's up, J&W? How you doing, brother? Sammy Watkins was a big one. Deshaun Jackson was another big one that I was on. Sammy Watkins had like 43.1 FanDuel points today. He absolutely crushed. I think right now, I played about $36. And last I looked, I was just almost double what I put in. We'll see when these games finish where we end. And we'll look at all of that next week, next Sunday. Before lock, I'll show you guys kind of where we finished, what happened, where we're at. I like Tennessee today for gambling purposes. Hell yeah, I've been sitting on a Watkins. Yeah, man. The problem with football cards, and we can we can talk this football talk, obviously, with football cards, the hobby, all that. The problem with football cards is you really have to, it's honestly the quarterbacks, right? The quarterbacks that are successful, that you're going to get the most value, or if you're trying to sell or trying to flip, if you're not a PC guy, if you're not PCing the player, it really comes down to the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks hold the most value. I mean, you can buy, let's think about, shoot, I bought a Gardner. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can buy like some of the best running backs, best receivers in the league. You can buy the rookies for almost nothing. The ones that are going to sell the most. How about another surprise? Let's just flip and let's go to, how about Lamar Jackson? Who would have thought he would throw five touchdown passes? I could have seen him getting 5 touchdowns today, but throwing 5 touchdown passes? Throwing. Yeah, isn't it nuts? Like, Lamar Jackson, the guy that a lot of people were talking about, through the season last year and at the end of the season, Lamar Jackson being the rushing quarterback, the guy that doesn't really throw a lot. He was just absolutely insane. Insane. 5 passing touchdowns. Crazy, man. But he did it against a team. Well, I get it, man. I get it. It's a weak defense. But guys, we know how sports go. We know how matchups go. A lot of times teams don't play to their full potential depending upon the matchup. We see it all the time. A team should blow through another team because of how well or how bad they are, and then they barely win, or maybe they get beat. Who else? I'm not sure who else is that's probably in here right now. Probably not a lot of people. I mean, it's like Guns, it's Scobes. Trying to think of who else is in there. I don't know. I didn't create the league, and I haven't really looked closely as far as who's the owners of what teams. But what's up? How you doing, man? How's it going? We're just discussing some of the games so far. The noon games. Where the afternoon games are going. I'm trying to test out this stream through just the regular YouTube. And apparently it's a little skippy. It's a little, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to have to do some work with it. This guy. And I can't see the chat half the time. What do you think about tonight's game? Tonight's game is a little bit more interesting. Obviously, without Antonio Brown there, I mean, he wouldn't have played anyway after everything that's happened. if he was still there. But I see Josh Jacobs starting off his career and making his debut and putting a stamp and kind of solidifying. I'm a guy you need to look out for. I'm a guy you need to pay attention to. Terrell Williams, his stock goes way up. Obviously now with Antonio Brown gone. I think if you look around and you read some other fantasy experts and NFL experts, they'll tell you the same thing as far as Williams' stock going way up. Denver, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I was trying to play around with some single game FanDuel lineups for tonight's game, just tonight's game. And I kept finding myself staying away from Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. I'm playing Denver players like Flacco, like Sutton, or Sanders, but I can't find myself to figure out what they're going to do with the run game. I know they're going to be sharing duties. I just don't know what that's going to look like. Pats are winning the Super Bowl. Well, it'll be interesting, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Tom Brady has not had... I mean, Edelman is an amazing slot receiver, right? Julian Edelman's probably one of the better slot receivers and probably a way underrated receiver in the league. But Tom Brady has not had an elite level wide out deep threat receiver since Randy Moss. And look at what he's done with what he has. He hasn't really had running backs that have been like huge names. I get it. Sony Michel's a beast, but he was a rookie last year. He wasn't like a big household name. He wasn't, he wasn't anything to be known for. James White's another one of those underrated running backs. In fact, I played a lot of James White last year in DFS. He helped me win some money. But the problem is, DFS-wise, it's hard to play those guys when they're always running back by committee. You guys will find as the weeks go on, as I build my lineups, even for GPP, I prefer to stick with running backs that are like 3-down workhorse backs, that are a big yards from scrimmage where they can catch the ball. Some guys like to take gambles on running back by committee players and hope for the big one or break the big one. I would rather have the potential with more touches to get that ceiling or get that upside. Saints will be at the refs. Yeah. Watch Diva Brown get swayed. Nah, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so, guys. And here's the thing. We can speculate and assume all we want, but we really don't know what was going on in Oakland. They're letting us hear what we want to hear. They're telling us what they want to tell us. It's like the media. It's like the news, right? They won't do stories on half the stuff. There's stuff that's happening on the other side of things that they will never report on or tell because they don't want to. Because why would they do that? Because that would make sense. Yes, we do. Oakland. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think there's a lot more that was going on there, to be honest. How you doing? And I think we're going to find out, hopefully we're going to find out soon about what was all going on and what really led to what happened. Yeah, is he a hothead? Sure. But he's honestly probably one of the best receivers in the league. His work ethic, his conditioning, what he does like off the field as far as prepping himself to be ready to play the best football he can is hands down probably the best of anybody. I don't know if you guys have seen many of his videos of him conditioning, working out, doing what he needs to do. But I can tell you that if you put him up against anybody else in the league that's a receiver, he's probably going to be the one that's at the top. Now, is this hothead getting him in trouble or getting him? But who knows, guys? Again, who knows what was really happening in Oakland? He probably did some of this stuff because he was trying to get a way out. Because he wanted to be released from Oakland. And you know, there's going to be all this talk. You know, he said, well, he wanted to be a Raider from day one and blah, 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 blah. And that was probably true until he got there. Until he figured out what exactly was going on. My little bro discovered it. Oakland screwed him. Oakland screwed him. Wonder if you want to... Yeah, I mean, again, guys, I don't think AB is going to be gone. I don't think he'll be released week 4. And here's what I'm going to tell you, my opinion on this. If Antonio Brown is waived or it doesn't work out in New England, then I'm going to go back to what I was assuming as things were happening in Oakland. If it wasn't a back office or stuff we weren't hearing about issue more than we knew, that he's got something more going on in his mind and that he actually needs professional help. And it's sad if that's the case. I mean, guys, we see it time and time again. I mean, one of my own Viking players, Everson Griffin. These guys go through a lot. These guys have been hit a lot. They put hits on a lot. It wears. It plays with your, not only your body, but mentally. I mean, you guys remember what happened with Everson Griffin. He wouldn't sleep at night. He would say people were talking to him in his head and shit. He checked himself in. Sometimes there's a little more going on upstairs. So I guess that would be my own personal take on it, my opinion. Is if it wasn't a back-end deal and really something truly does take place where he does get released by New England, something more is going on with him. Striker, he went to the same university as you? That's awesome. Heck yeah. Per reports, Brown went at him about the fines. Yeah, I mean, again, guys, they're not going to release everything. I mean, guys, come on. We're smarter than this. This is why I don't watch the news or read the newspaper ever. Because what does the news do? What does the news tell you? They tell you what you want to hear. They don't talk about half of the stuff that is more important, half the things that are going on. They don't talk about the other sides of the stories. They tell you what you want to hear. Exactly. That's why a lot of people say it's fake news, whatever. But it's true. I personally know somebody that had contacted our local news because they had been attacked by a group of individuals, and it was like some big old, they were in the hospital for a long time, and you know what they told them? They asked what race he was and who was involved, and once he told them, they said they weren't interested, and you didn't hear about it. Think about it, guys. Think about it. That's for anything. They're not gonna... There's way more that was going on in Oakland than we're seeing. It's all assumptions. Well, it automatically gets added when I got monetized. I got monetized on Friday afternoon. I think I got the email. So once you're monetized, it just automatically it's active. I mean, so yes, Super Chat is active. What's up, Crazy? How you doing, brother? How you doing? we're just talking a little football. We're talking a little Antonio Brown right now. Obviously, that gets brought up quite a bit when you bring up football with everything that's happened. We're more or less talking about, or I'm saying that, you know, I feel there's more to the story. I feel there's a lot more that was going on. And that's why the things that went down went down. And again, in my opinion, I feel like it was just, he was doing this, honestly, once he figured out what was going on in that organization, he was just trying to get a way out. Oh man, clean. We were talking about that at the beginning of the stream. Obviously, I had to bring that up. Man, did they look good. Defense on point. Dalvin Cook looks like the running back I said he was going to be before the season. If you guys watched my top 10 players by position, I said he would be easily a top 10, and this was back when they had him seeded about 2 months ago. Most people had him seeded below the top 10. I said he could possibly even be a top 5 running back in the league. And I know it's just week 1, but as long as he stays healthy, they're going to feed him the ball. He's going to get the opportunities. And again, when he was a rookie, before he got hurt, he was on pace. He had broke the rookie rushing yards in the first 5 or 6 games. His yards per carry, insane. We'll see. It's still small sample sizes. You know how that goes. We can't just go off of a small sample size, but Big D's, what's up, Skull? So my new line now is, let's go, let's grow, and don't forget to skull. Let's go. But man, the Tennessee Titans, today they look good. Now again, it's week 1. And like I said, the Redskins got off to a super great start. I was like, what is going on here? And again, it's week 1. We can't speculate too much. Philly did come back and beat them. But I thought going into today's game, I thought Philly was going to just put a whooping on them. I honestly thought it was going to be like Washington scoring 6 points. 2 field goals. And that's it. If they play like that all season. Well, right. And again, we just don't know. I mean, so here's what's going to happen. And here's what always happens every season. People are going to get all, you know, one way or another on certain plays, teams, players, and DFS. And what's going to happen is next week, some of these guys are going to be super popular, and they're not going to be in the greatest. They're not going to be in the greatest matchups. Which again, anything can happen. We've seen that today. But it's always interesting to see where week 2 goes. And it's obviously interesting too to see where exactly the salaries are going to fall with some of these players. I'm just happy Watkins did. I mean, I didn't think he was going to score 43 points. I'd be lying to you if I said that. But I did tell you I was on Watkins. I did tell you I was on D-Jax. I did also tell you I was on Josh Allen, who had a very rough start. He turned it on right at the end. Le'Veon Bell, he didn't get in the end zone. Oh, yeah, he did get in the end zone. He had 1 receiving touchdown. That's right. 1 receiving touchdown. He had 20 points, FanDuel points, which isn't bad. I figured he would have had a little bit more. But man, Wentz, I talked about a Wentz stack. That turned out pretty well. Mahomes, I only played him in 1 lineup. I did talk about him. I said it's a little high to pay for him, but man, if you did, it paid off. What's up, Paulie? How you doing, brother? Yeah, Sammy Watkins, man. 43.1 FanDuel points today. Amazing. Now, D-Jax had, 27.4? So, again, I think my high line with Godwin and Kittle still playing in one of the lineups. I think I was at like 174 or 180. So I don't know what's happened with the San Francisco game because since I've been on the walk, or well, Godwin on the other side of the ball actually. So hopefully they get in the end zone. Would love to see it. You don't understand football, Joe? Why is that, buddy? Can we teach you anything about football on this walk before I finish up? What you need to do is you need to hang out in my Sunday morning like an hour and a half before kickoff, like I did this morning. Teach you how to play, teach you how to build some lineups. Well, I can teach you guys. I can at least give you tips and how and what I use. I kind of talked a little bit about it in the beginning of my stream this morning, but GPPs, which are tournaments, which they don't pay out, they usually pay out the top 20% of the contestants, or who's playing in it. I guess you would call them the DFS players. So if there is, say, 1,000 people in, the 1,000 people in, or 100,000 or whatever, it's only going to pay out that top 20%. But you have the opportunity to win if you place like in first, which is very hard to do, depending upon the buy-in and how much you pay. You could win 1,000, 5,000. Hell, there was a contest today. It was a $9 buy-in on FanDuel. First place got $1 million, and somebody wins it. There's a winner. It's whoever has the highest score. So, but when you're doing tournaments, usually the way that the top winning lineups are played out are a few things. One, they did a stack. Stacking means you're taking a team kind of like baseball or hockey, where you roll with a team. Let's say you pick their quarterback. Let's take Wentz for an example. Or Mahomes, I guess you could do. Those are two great ones. You take Wentz, so you'd put Wentz in your lineup. You would then find your receiver or receivers, maybe Djax, maybe Alshon Jeffrey, and maybe you'd also throw in your tight end, Zach Ertz. So you're running 3 or 4 guys. But then when you do a stack, you also want to make sure, because especially if it's a quarterback and it's got receivers, where you're going to think that's going to be a shootout and they're going to have to continue to throw the ball, you want to run somebody back from the other side on the other game. So you would run somebody back like the Philly game. You know, guys today after the game's over, who you'd look at to run back would be like that Terry McLaurin, who got a touchdown. Who else scored? You couldn't play Casey Keenum because you can't play 2 quarterbacks. But you would play somebody else opposite the ball to play it back, because you're assuming it's going to be a shootout, right? And then they talk about there's chalk. Well, chalk plays are going to be plays where the ownership is high, or it's the highest in the slates. So chalk today would have been like Dalvin Cook, right? Fournette was actually chalky. And running back, receivers, you know, your top chalk was like Thielen. You can have chalk in your lineup, but you want to get some of those low-owned players as well that end up going off that nobody's talking about. You have to get lucky. I mean, there's luck to it. What did he say? Fishing with Phil. No one else there. Yeah, McLaren looked good. You know what? There were a couple guys talking about him before the game today. So kudos to whoever was on him, because, man, I would have never thought. Again, before that game started, if you guys watched my takes, I loved Philly. I loved Djax. I loved Wentz. I was on Ertz, and Ertz didn't do much today. But I wasn't on anybody in Washington. I didn't like anyone. Oh, Vernon Davis scored too. So yeah, you could have done like in FanDuel, you have a flex spot. So that flex spot, you can run either a running back, a receiver, or a tight end. I normally will go with a running back in my flex position. A guy, again, that's a 3-down back, that's a yards from scrimmage guy that can catch the ball as well and gets a lot of touches. Again, more touches, more opportunity, more upside. And obviously matchup does play a part. Playing against a softer defense, a little bit easier. It's like the Vikings today. I mean, Atlanta has one of the worst defenses in the NFL. That's why Cook was pretty much a lock. That's why he was chalk. Everybody knew that they were going to feed Cook the ball. It's kind of a no-brainer. You want to have chalk like him in your lineup. The flex spot is where... Yep, yeah, sure, Cannon. Yeah, exactly. He would be a guy, you know, Le'Veon Bell, Christian McCaffrey. But again, you wanna, if you can find like if you can find like good value, like a guy that's in a great matchup with super high upside, meaning he has a high ceiling, his potential to score a lot of points is there. And if you can save money, use a value guy, that's perfect, because then you can stack up more. You can run a better quarterback. You can stack your receivers, your other running backs. Maybe run a better defense. Now, I was big on Philly's D. I actually did have the Dolphins D in a few lineups. I punted defense with a few, because defense is a crapshoot, in my opinion. Anybody can get an interception for a pick six. Anybody can pick up a fumble recovery, right? Now, there are teams that are in better matchups. That's obvious. But look at a team even like the Eagles. They were like the highest projected ownership defense today. They finished with like 2 points in FanDuel. 2 points. Miami, who was $1,600 less to buy for salary, finished at what, -3? Was it -3? I didn't look at the final number on the Dolphins. Yeah, it's a 5-point swing. But anybody can... I mean, who was projecting the Jets defense? The Jets defense to have, what did they have, 27 points, FanDuel points? Anything can happen. It just goes to show right there. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. Well, there you go, Paulie. What's your lineups looking like? What's your point total at right now? Did you hit it right in the other spots? Because I'm sitting pretty good, even with the Miami defense on some of my lineups. In fact, some of my highest scores have the Miami defense in it with -3 points. That's why I say defense is a crapshoot. Defense is a complete crapshoot. What's going on in the late games? Been able to check them. Any scoring actually going on, or is it still just... Now, since my dress at 5 p.m. today, my AB... Oh, yeah, Ravens, yeah. They were also the most expensive defense today on FanDuel. They were $5,000. So, again, I mean... You have to, when you're playing DFS, unfortunately, you have to take your salaries all into consideration when you're trying to build your lineup to whatever you want to build it to. I mean, if we could play the highest salaried players in every position, you wouldn't necessarily still come out on top, obviously, but if it was that easy where you just had unlimited salary to build a lineup, everybody would be sitting the same. Seahawks are not doing good either. See, that's another team that I thought was going to blow out Cincinnati. Who the hell is Mixon tearing it up for Cincy? I haven't been able to look. Cowboys. So Prescott, I saw him throw that one touchdown pass before I left. Who else has scored? Did Zeke get in the end zone? Did Cooper get in the end zone? Who scored for Dallas? Mixon only has 10 yards, and they're still beating Seattle. Wow, I would have never guessed. John Ross decided to show up week 1 in the 2019 NFL season. That's a shocker. Wow. Yeah, Jarwin's a stud. Rain in Denver. So again, if there's a lot of rain, I mean, they can still throw the ball in the rain, obviously. And that's another thing, you guys, he brings up a good point. You know, when you're building lineups, or if you're newer to DFS, or if you even play it, any of these outdoor stadiums, as we continue to get through into fall and go into winter, we have to really check the weather, because weather conditions will play a part and a role in the game script for most teams. It will play a role. Come on, Loba. But again, I think Josh Jacobs, that's gonna help him, and hopefully he can get it going. Otherwise, I think we're gonna see a little bit more. What's his face? Dougie, whatever. Cowgirls suck. Field guy. Rivers, 3 TD passes, 2 passing touchdowns to Eckler. Wow. See, and that could have went anyway. That could have honestly went anyway. Like I talked about it this morning. I talked about a possible Rivers stack. But I was thinking he was going to hit Henry. I didn't know if it would be all Eckler or if it would be Eckler, because Eckler and Justin Jackson were going to be sharing time, sharing snaps. So, and these are things we'll get better and we'll figure out more as the season goes on, when we can see what these coaches are really thinking, what these offensive coordinators are planning, and what they're doing as we continue to build these lines. I feel pretty good though. I mean, heck, having Miami as my defense in some of these lineups, punting my defense, and still sitting pretty good, I can't complain. Watkins, D-Jax, got you surprised man of the day, 1,000 penny sleeves. Oh, you got 1,000 penny sleeves. That's awesome, Paulie. That's a nice little rack. You don't see too many racks that are like card savers or top loaders. That's a cool rack. It's very cool of you, Bobby. Shout out to Bobby for the mail day for the rack for Paulie. Come on. Last year I got a couple of 7th round studs. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That's what we're going to find out tonight, though, is now that Freeman's healthy, what are they going to do? They're just going to split duties? Sounds like it's going to be a running back by committee there. Dak, you know, Dak's one of those guys, too. I think he's a great quarterback, too, but he gets a lot of wrath a lot of times. Like, there's a lot of people that would like to debate that. I wouldn't debate it. I think I like Dak too. He's a great quarterback, but 4 TDs. Wow. I thought, and they were talking, they were gonna feed Zeke. See, that's just it, guys. You hear one thing, and they do something else. What's Zeke's numbers right now? How many rushing yards? Does he have any receptions? What's up, Truth? How you doing, brother? Come on. He has 26 yards. How many attempts? How many attempts does he have? 8 attempts. Ah, no problem, Bobby. It's all good. It's very cool of you to do that. Again, that's something you don't see racked very often in the hobby between people. Supplies. Supplies, supplies, supplies. 31 yards on 8 attempts. Is it, what time is it? Is it still first half? Are we into the second half yet? Come on, Bubba. They're gone past heavy today. Tom and Gallup. Second half, third quarter. Wow. And Zeke only has 31 yards. And there again, it's hard to gauge because he just got back with the team. But word was they were going to feed him. They weren't going to hold back. And they do the complete opposite. It goes to show you guys, you can't trust what these coaches are saying. Not when you're playing DFS. Not when you're playing fantasy football, to be honest with you. This YouTube is so much different than Streamlabs. Like when I look at the screen and where it positions, like I'm cutting off the top of my head half the time and I'm actually holding my thing higher than I do with Streamlabs, and I even have the phone angled the same. Dallas 14 rush attempts. Wow. That's crazy. That is nuts. It'll be interesting to see what happens as the season goes on with Dallas, you know? Are they going to continue to try to be a pass-heavy team? I mean, I suppose it's going to differ between the game scripts, between the matchups. But they're blowing them out and they're still pass-heavy? Seems a little odd to me. Is it still jumpy and skippy, guys? I might have to uninstall this app and reinstall it. It might be something to do with the YouTube app. It's 28-10. Okay. Yeah, the last I saw, before he got his fourth, it was 21-0, I thought. So, that makes sense. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I did this one today, this afternoon, because I wanted to test this whole YouTube live versus the Streamlabs. Stream has not changed. It's not terrible. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I use Streamlabs, and Streamlabs is fine. You use YouTube Live, and it's skippy and all weird. And the chat doesn't stay on. Oh, Paulie with the $2 super chat. Let's go, let's grow, and don't forget to skull. Hype in the chat, boys. Hype in the chat. Let's go. Thank you, Paulie. Appreciate you, my man, with that $2. $2 holla. Nice. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. All right. What were we talking about before Paulie dropped the little $2 on me? Or we're talking about the apps. Yeah, because I got to get everything finalized and figured out here before Friday. Sure, everything is smooth. Do you have a adjustment note? I do not. I don't know. I don't think I do. I got rid of a lot of my twin stuff. The last time I had stopped collecting. Is there a way for you to drop audio in your streams? Hang on, let me read that again. This is what I don't like. I can't see the chat unless somebody types again. Yeah, well, yeah, Kyler Murray, you know? So much hype. Again, we talk about how they hype players, right? They hype players so much. They hype them. And then they go out and they don't. And again, it's week one. We can't assume too much. They hype them so hard. And then he does nothing. He looks like an actual rookie, like he's supposed to look. There's very few quarterbacks that just jump in the league and start week one, their rookie season, and just have monster games. Very few. Well, again, it's week one, but I honestly feel like, now it hasn't held back Russell Wilson, but I honestly feel like his height is going to play a role in his success in the NFL. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's short. The hype is real in the NFL. The last time. Yeah, right? Exactly. And you know what, Phil? I wouldn't go reading into too much. Like I said, man, I've always pulled for the Browns. I was pulling for the Browns. I was big on Baker last year before he started doing anything. You know, people would tell me, they're not gonna win a game, this, that, whatever. And I stood right with them, and they did what they did. It's week one. They'll get it figured out. They'll get it figured out. They'll be back. A lot of surprises, guys. A lot of surprises. Get this out of here. He ain't no Ryan Leaf. Yeah, right? Oh my God, Ryan Leaf. Talk about a guy whose football cards were so hyped too, man. So hyped. And he was a nothing. Absolute nothing. It's like Andre Ware. Andre Ware is another one. Andre Ware. Remember old Andre Ware? Yeah, everybody wanted his rookies, you know, before he started playing, before he got in the NFL, and then realized the game was too quick for him. He couldn't figure it out. Ryan Lee's story now is great though. They looked out, sink today, making goofy mistakes. Yeah, I mean, and that's, again, guys, for a lot of teams, a lot of these guys, they've hardly played. They've hardly had snaps in the preseason. Some guys have been held out with no snaps. I mean, they've had absolutely no in-game play besides scrimmages possibly and whatever else. It'll come around. It'll come around. Funny that the coach walking next to Murray. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. We're gonna find out though. We'll find out soon if he you know, you gotta give a quarterback, I don't know, I would say usually a good year or two, get through the growing pains, figure things out to see if he's really gonna be a bust or if he's gonna be someone that's gonna be actually worthwhile. But who knows? Maybe at some point, if it doesn't work out, he can always go back to baseball, right? That can always happen. So, all right, you guys got anything else for me? We're about an hour in. I'm about to go back in and watch the rest of football and then get ready for the game tonight. Just check out Riley's story. I will for sure, man. I love the comeback stories or the stories of someone who's failed in one thing and been great and done something else in another. That stuff to me is inspiring. Yanks Sox tonight. You got the Yanks Sox game tonight. We also got the Pats and the Steelers game. Looking forward to that. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Did you mention the growth of your website? I got here. So the website, yeah, that website actually, I don't know if you guys, I guess I always assume most people here are in Discord, but maybe not everybody is. So my website is actually live now, okay? It's not 100% functional, meaning the different sections to the links to go to different things are not active or linked yet. There's still some work to do, but my boy Lance wanted to at least get the main thing dropped. before the stream. So if you guys want to check it out, you guys can type it in the one of the mods or something. It's just www.deafness45.com. So what it's going to be is it's going to be a site where I'm going to have like the videos. Now again, there's a lot of work still to be done to this. So there's going to be all my videos, my social media stuff will be in there. I'm going to have an actual blog section where, like when I do my NFL before lock plays I'm on, who I'm looking at, different lineups, I'm going to write blogs each week for that. That'll be uploaded in there. Some stuff on my sobriety. There's just going to be a lot of different things going on in there. And then obviously helping others grow their channels, do what they got to do. So guys, make sure you do check it out. I'm not expecting a lot out of it right now. I just wanted to get it up because I've had the URL now for like 9 months, 10 months. And I just told Lance I think it would be a great idea if we got it launched right before the 24-hour stream. And actually, I thought we were going to just introduce it to everybody that night. But he went to work and he got the thing ready for me last night. So like later, it was at like 9 o'clock last night or something. He said it was up and ready. So guys, go check it out. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, check it out. Again, a lot of the other links, like for the DFS stuff and all that, if you click on where it states it on the main page, it's not going to go anywhere. But obviously the links to any of my social media, any of that stuff is linked up. Yeah, but I won't be doing breaks. No, I'm not going to ever probably be a breaker ever again. That's not really something I'm trying to do. I'm more or less just trying to continue to just try to help others, man, with sobriety and, give people free advice on who I like in my DFS plays. So, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I think I brought it up before. But through the Roto Grinders website, you can you can link your usernames with the different sites you play on, and then it'll actually ranks you. And there's like your overall, which is overall players are going to be ranked better or higher the more they play, the more they buy in and they place. But I'm considered a flyweight DFS player because the average buy-in that I play in is like $2.62 if you average out everything over the course of the years I played fantasy sports. And it only tracks contests that are, I think it's $5,000 or more as total prize money. But I'm in the top 5% in flyweight out of like, I think there's like 6,000 or no, not 6, like 14,000 flyweights. I'm in the top, like, I think it's 3.5%. That's what I mainly play. So, I play $1, $2 single entry. I do occasionally dab into a $5 entry or a $9 entry, taking down some GPPs before, placed high in some others. So they point total it based off of where you score. So, but yeah, man, I just want to help people. I mean, again, DFS is a lot of luck. There is skill behind it. You do have to have a general idea of what's going on. Usually can't just plug a lineup in and you're just going to get lucky. It's usually not how it works. There has to be some skill involved with the build, with the lineup. So, yeah, balls, get in there, man. Somebody drop the link for them. And if you guys haven't, yeah, make sure you guys get in the Discord. I apologize. I haven't been in there a lot this last week. I'm kind of really trying to focus on my day job and focus on the rest of the planning for this 24-hour stream. So it's a lot on my plate right now. And I'm just trying to get myself mentally prepared, get myself focused, and do what I need to do. So I will continue to be back. I'll be back again tomorrow with the walk vlog. It'll be Monday after work, about 5:30, and we'll just go as that. The auction this week, There will probably be an auction, but again, we're doing this 24-hour stream on Friday. Part of that stream is going to have auctions incorporated in it, spread out in different sports at different times, like an hour window for each. So I don't know how long or how big Tuesday's auction will be due to the nature of the 24-hour stream and what's all going to be involved with that. So just continue to look for details. If you guys have not, the video that is on my YouTube channel page, like my featured video with the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, if you haven't already watched that, if you haven't already done what you have to do to get yourself qualified for it, make sure you do, because that'll be a chance or an opportunity for you to possibly win the mantle that Back in the Game Collecting is sponsoring. North Star Collectibles will also be sponsoring the 24-hour stream, as they're hooking me up with some cards, not giving them to me. I'm buying them, but they're going to be giving me a deal, obviously. So they're going to be a sponsor of the stream as well. So there's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot built up on this, and it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. But man, I'm kind of starting to get that nervousness, you know? That nervousness you're supposed to get. That little fear of the unknown that you're supposed to get. And like I talked about this, I think, yesterday in our walk vlog out in the woods at Lebanon Hills. We talked about fear of the unknown. And if you don't get that little anxiety or that nervousness, then it's probably something that's not worth doing, right? So we're going to do it. It's going to happen. It's natural that I'm going to be nervous, right? It's all part of it. But that's where I'm trying to get myself mentally prepared for it, and with everything else going on. So, Mr. Smiles, what's going on, brother? I see Oakland beating Denver tonight. That's going to be my take. So, or no, it's Pittsburgh and Pats. That's Monday night. Tonight's game, I think the Patriots are going to get it. Ah, man, Paulie's dropping me with another super chat. What's up, buddy? Oh, no, man, you got to get nervous. That's part of what I look at. That's my take. If you don't get nervous about something, it's not worth doing. Honestly, you got to have that nervousness. It's like before you're going to get in a fight and your adrenaline rolls and your stomach's kind of turning. It gives you that hunger. It gives you that fight. It gives you what you need. It gives you that energy to get by and do it. And again, shout out to Paulie dropping another $2 super chat. Let's go. Let's grow. And don't forget to skull. Let's get it. Hit my boy up. Make sure you guys are checking him out. Make sure you guys are showing him love as well as he drops that chat. Let's get one more hype in the chat for Paulie's super chat. One more hype in the chat, boys. One more hype in the chat. All right, guys. I appreciate you all. I love you all. It was fun talking football with you. We're just a little over an hour. This was really just a test run to see how well this YouTube Live was working, to see if I could get it work properly. Looks like there's a little bit of work that needs to be done, but I will get it figured out before Friday. I'll test it again tomorrow, and Nightbot's not working. Maybe it doesn't work with YouTube Live. That's another thing we'll have to look at. So it's good we're doing this. That's why I wanted to run this test. That's why I wanted to do this. So again, guys, I love you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow after work on my walk vlog. Make sure tomorrow you wake up with the intent to kick Monday's butt. Go out and do something you've been afraid to do. Go out and do something that you've been holding off to do. Hell, go out and help somebody. Go out and put a smile on someone's face. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all. Love y'all. Peace.